This video covers the Exam 1 review for Math 137, page 6. Find the y-intercepts of the graph of each equation. Write the answer as an ordered pair. The x-intercept, we always set y equal to 0 and solve for x. The y-intercept, we set x equal to 0 and solve for y. Setting y equal to 0, solving for x, this is an absolute value equation, so we add 6 to both sides. And there's the absolute value equation where we solve that one by dropping the absolute value bars and keeping it the same, dropping it and taking an opposite. This gives us 6 minus 2 is 4. This gives us negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. So these intercepts are 4, 0, and negative 8, 0. And we would see these on our graph up here as 4, 0, and negative 8, 0. The y-intercept is always the easier one to find. We set x equal to 0, and we get absolute value of 0 plus 2, which is 2, minus 6, which is negative 4, giving us 0, negative 4. For our negative x squared plus 9, our x-intercept, we're going to set y equal to 0. Zero equals negative x squared plus 9. The easiest way to do these is to take the square roots of both sides. However, when you take the square root of both sides, you have to remember there's two solutions to that, plus or minus 3. Three, 0, and negative 3, 0. The y-intercept, when we set x equal to 0, gives us the opposite of 0 squared plus 9, or just 9, and that gives us 0, 9. And again, if we look back up at our graph, we saw the 3, 0, negative 3, 0, and 0, 9. Here's an equation where we don't really know what the graph of this looks like. So if we find the x-intercept by setting y equal to 0, we have 0 squared minus 2x times 0 plus 4x equals 16. Well, all this is just 0. This gives us 4x equals 16, or x is equal to 4. The y-intercept, we set x equal to 0, and I get y squared minus 2x. Sorry, x is going to be 0 this time. Times y plus 4 times 0 equals 16, or just y squared is 16, y is plus or minus 4. So our y-intercepts are 0, 4, and 0, negative 4. And then the last one in this list of problems, this is a line. So we know with lines, you typically only have one x and one y-intercept. the x-intercept, we set y equal to 0. 8x is 24, or x is equal to 3, giving us 3, 0. Y-intercept, we set x equal to 0. And that gives us 8 times 0 minus 3y is 24, or negative 3y is 24, giving us negative 8. The last one was modeling using variation. R is proportional to. So when we see a statement like that, we know that R is going to be some constant times the product of the squares of P and T. So that's the squares of both of these, and inversely proportional to the cube of B. That's the equation of variation. Now to find K, we say that if P is 3 and T is 4 and B is 5, then R would have to be 14.4. So we need to work all this out. 3 squared times 4 squared divided by 5 cubed, and 14.4 divided by that. That's going to say what K is. And so on the right side, we have 3 squared is 9 times 16 divided by 5 cubed. So that's 1.152. Or K is equal to 14.4 divided by 1.152. 12.5. So that means that R is always equal to 12.5 times P squared times T squared divided by B cubed. So that's the equation of variation, and this is the variation constant. And now we can find R given other values of these variables. So now we want to find R if P is 2, T is 5, and B is 6. We know that R is just always 12.5 multiplied by P squared, which is 2 squared, T squared, which is 5 squared, and B cubed, which is 6 cubed. 12.5 times 4 times 25 divided by 6 cubed. And this gives us R is equal to, or approximately equal to, 5.787. And this concludes the video for exam 1 review for Math 137, page 6.